KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station. KBLA Talk 1580.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig. If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we could be just fine. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. Now, I am just as curious as you are listening to that song. Is it a birthday, Andy? If you want to be my, I don't know how that applies. That is a very interesting, eclectic choice of music, Andy.
There's no application to anything. I was just feeling very eclectic and different.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you. I like the song.
Absolutely.
I just didn't know if it meant anything.
And women's empowerment. You know, I just know what the Spice Girl represented for women all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Robin, you holding it down. You know what I'm saying? As a woman in media, a black woman in media.
Come on, you want the mic today? You just want the mic by yourself for the whole hour?
Nah, it's just Monday, so you know what I'm saying, we gotta we gotta bring the energy up. You know
Absolutely.
Positive energy.
Well, I love it, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. And listen, welcome on into the show. Happy Monday to everybody. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I hope you had an even better weekend and you got to rest and chill and all that good stuff. Another great show for you today, as we always do, though. But before we get started in any of that, I do want to tell you that you can call in. If you'd like to, at any point in time, you can call 1-800-920-1580. If you want to just go ahead and give us your input on any of these topics, feel free to do that. Today is going to be an interesting one. So you can join us over on our YouTube channel right now. That's at KBLA 1580. You should be following us at KBLA 1580 on all of our social media platforms. And you should also be following me at Robin Ayers, just because you should. Let's see. Here's some updates for you. Let me give you some updates. Now, Beyonce, after 56 shows, I cannot imagine night after night what Beyonce does. All of her and her dancers. Let's not get it twisted. Beyonce, her dancers, Blue Ivy, everybody's out there performing, and they did it 56 times across all these different countries and states, obviously here in the States. 56 shows. It has now come to an end, but she did announce that the Renaissance World Tour, the concert, is coming to film. It is going to be a movie. Now, that is very exciting for a lot of people who did not see the concert in person. I did not go to any of the Renaissance Tour concerts. I'll definitely be checking out the movie. But people are just so excited about that. It's reportedly going to drop on December the 1st this year. So please get ready for that, you Beyonce fans, even those who did go to the concert. Listen, we talked about previously Kevin Porter Jr. Andy, I don't know if you saw this, but he's no longer with the Houston Rockets after his domestic violence arrest. We talked about this on the show, the fact that he was arrested and charged with assault and strangulation of his girlfriend, Kaiser Kondrzic. And we wondered, okay, what's going to happen with the team that he's with? Well, Houston Rockets, they said, So he is no longer with them. We will see what happens from here if he's, picked up by another team. Kanye West. Actually, I heard that small clip of Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign, whom I love, by the way. Ty Dolla $ign is let me see. He is definitely in the top 5, I'll say, of producers who I love. And then he mixes the two. He's very talented as a singer as well, writer. What? You looking at me sideways, Andy?
I just have a question.
All right, what's the question?
Is Ty Dolla $ign the modern day Nate Dogg?
Oh, that's actually a very good comparison, just in terms of everybody sort of always collaborating with him and
West
putting
Coast
him,
singer.
West Coast, that's true. That is true. Yeah, no, that's good. Definitely. What Nate Dogg had, though, was the sound. He had a very classic signature sound. Not that Ty Dolla $ign doesn't, because he does. I believe he does. So that's actually a pretty good comparison. Nonetheless, Ty Dolla $ign and Kanye previewed some music today, and it sounds like it is fire. And speaking of Kanye, he got caught on, not even caught, someone was willingly recording him a while ago saying that he was talking about Cardi B, and he said that she is an industry plant. Now, I don't know about y'all, but he said an industry plant by the Illuminati, by the way. That's pushing it, Kanye. That's pushing it. Now, this is when he had the pink hair, though, so he may not have been all the way right. He had the pink hair or orange hair or whatever, so he may have just been talking some mess. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Also, Drake has been out here on tour, and he's been doing the most for his fans. He sent one couple to Turks and Caicos. He sent another woman first class to his concert in Miami and gave her $5,000 to spend. Well, this time he gave one of the guys who had a big old sign that said, my girlfriend, basically, I spent my life savings on these tickets, but my girlfriend isn't here, her loss. Well, Drake was like, what's up? What happened? He said, you know what? I'm going to give you $50,000 so you can flex on her. Drake said, I'm going to give you $50,000. So shout out to that fan. He is $50,000 richer. Congrats to him. And yeah, we'll see if he pops back up talking about what he did with that money. Well, anyway, lastly, before we move on, Tyrese is currently in another lawsuit. Okay, he has filed a lawsuit. And remember, if you remember us talking about, he filed a lawsuit with Home Depot recently. And that is a little bit suspect. They claim that they have found that he falsely lied in his lawsuit. Well, now he is filing another lawsuit against Teddy Pendergrass's widow over the rights to Teddy Pendergrass's life, his biopic. Okay, so that's probably something that we're going to discuss when we get further details. I want to bring you guys all of that information on an upcoming episode of the Raw Report. But let's go ahead and get to what the Raw Report is, Andy.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
All right. So Terrell Owens, famed NFLer, former NFLer, he's revealing, he's in a live stream. He's live chatting with Chad Ochocinco, another NFLer, famed NFLer, former. But they're not even talking about sports on this clip, at least. They're talking about what Terrell Owens' experiences are with Black women. Specifically, what are his bad experiences with Black women that led him sort of astray? We will listen to the clip. We will break down what our thoughts are. Where does that come from? How does that inform what, that might actually be telling of what some other Black men might be thinking about Black women. We're going to break it all down. We're also going to talk about Sandra Bullock. Okay, I know you're probably like, what? Where did that come from? Well, Sandra Bullock is the mother to Black children. And she's in an interview. She's talking about the fears that she has as a mom to Black children and how she can sort of relate to what Black women have had to go through for years. So we will talk about that. Some people actually don't like this at all. Some people say that white women fetishize having Black children, and so they don't want to hear it. They don't want to see the white tears. They're kind of going in that manner. But can she be an ally? Is Sandra Bullock an ally? Well, we will see. We also have an interview for you a little bit later. Now, this one is going to be interesting, so you got to stay tuned for this. This is going to be a gentleman, Arthur Lomax Jr., who is the lottery guru. Now, he's got projects coming out, but basically he has made a career of learning the algorithm for lottery and teaching people how to win the lottery, as well as himself, obviously. But talking about some things that have worked for him and what's to come. So we have that for you a little later in the show as well. Yeah, all of that, and with an amazing contributor on the other side. I'm looking forward to this conversation. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on The Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Applications are now being accepted for the City of Los Angeles Emergency Renters Assistance Program. The program provides up to 6 months of rental arrears to low-income residential renters who are at risk of homelessness due to unpaid rent as a result of COVID-19 or other financial hardship. Applications will not be accepted after 6 p.m. on October 2nd, 2023. Go online 24/7 at housing.lacity.org or call 888-379-3150 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and see if you qualify. Apply today.
Only 1 in 5 people with autism are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do. Like, what about a programmer?
That's a job for someone with autism.
How about a healthcare worker?
Yep, that is too. People with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas. Introducing WIN by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
What about a ranch hand?
To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win.
What makes Taco Bell's rolled chicken tacos so good? Is it the shredded marinated all white meat chicken? Well, yeah, obviously. But it's also the 3 amazing dipping sauces to choose from. Spicy ranch, warm nacho cheese sauce, and house-made daily guacamole. Now, if you need a third reason, their white corn tortillas are fried to golden perfection, which everyone knows is the best kind of perfection. Order rolled chicken tacos on the Taco Bell app. Get 1 dip per 2-pack or 2 dips per 4-pack at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last.
On your period, sudden gushes happen without warning. But now, you can say goodbye to stand-up gush fears, thanks to Always Ultra Thins with rapid dry technology. It absorbs gushes 2 times faster than the leading store brand and gives you up to 100% leak-free protection. Hello, clean and comfortable with Always Fear No Gush.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Raw Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay. I do want to get started before we actually get started, I do have a quick poll for you guys. Now, Anthony Mackie he's a wonderful actor, okay? He has been on the rise for many, many years, even so much so that he is now one of the Marvel superheroes in the Marvel universe. He is a character in the Marvel universe. Well, there's a video that shows a woman going up to him clarifying. She says, my daughter basically brought my grandson over. He's an 11-year-old little boy asking for a picture with his hero. Anthony Mackie declines the photo. So the woman comes over there, seemingly the grandmother comes there, and she's talking to him. She was like, am I getting this correct? You're saying no? And he says, yes, absolutely. I'm not going to do it. And he was very polite about it. But at the same time, this is an ongoing conversation. These celebrities who are, they have super fans, right? Especially someone who plays a superhero in the Marvel universe. To little kids, some people say, take the photo anyway, regardless of what you're doing. Other people say, he declined, but he did it. He was polite with it. What do you think? Anthony Mackie is a superhero in the Marvel universe, but should he take photos with fans or should he politely decline? I know there are all kind of situations, but let's go ahead and start that poll. You guys go ahead and let me know. Well, I do want to go ahead and get to our contributor of the day. She is 1/3 of the So Shameless podcast. Please welcome back to the Raw Report, Daja Bell. Hello, how are you today?
Hi, Robin. How you doing?
I'm well. Thank you so much. And I'm glad to have you here with us today. You know, it's been a little while So, yeah, good to have you back. Now, we have to jump on these conversations. I want to give you the floor because Terrell Owens, he did have a conversation with Chad Ochocinco, as I mentioned before, and he talked about what his experiences were like when he was younger growing up with black girls. And we'll give you just a short snippet of what he said. Let's take a listen.
My experiences with black women growing up wasn't so good. When I started dating white girls, my first experience with white girls is when I went to college. I tried to date some black girls when I was in college. They did not like me. I was skinny. I was strong.
Right.
I was teased from high school, even to college. I got teased for being dark skinned.
Damn,
so
they tease you, cuz?
Yeah. So there was a lot of self-esteem issues.
Right.
No, I'm being dead honest. So when I got my opportunity, when my first experience with a white girl, I'm like, okay, it wasn't bad, but that wasn't. I just totally gravitated to white girls after that.
Right.
That wasn't the situation. So again, my experiences with black women growing up wasn't so good. So, but that still didn't deter me from still dating or pursuing black girls. Right. So my thing now is because I know there's the stigma. The stereotypical of athletes, to go off and.
Okay, I'll give you the shortened version for time's sake. What the rest of what he was saying, that generally speaking, there really is a stigma that a lot of black men who become successful and a lot of athletes who become successful, they generally speaking will. Start to date black girls once they get on. Kanye said it very well in his song, right? Now, your thoughts, because it's very telling. He said he actually identified his issue, that he had self-esteem issues. Give me your thoughts and how this may even pour over into the black community when we see men dating women outside of their race.
I think that everybody has like their own life perspective, and it's definitely fine to speak on their experiences from their perspective. What I do appreciate is what he did not do, which a lot of men do, is sometimes start throwing in a comparison, like white women are like this, black women are like that. But I think he was speaking from like a really honest place and just saying like at that time, like the women that I was checking for, the black women I was checking for, they were not checking for me. And he kind of just went to who celebrated him and who wanted to actually be with him and who wanted to date him. And I don't really find a problem with that. I think that once it becomes like habitual and repetitive and with no real basis behind it, and once it's done out of a comparison, then that's when it becomes a problem. And it's just like, all right, like if you hate yourself, that's fine. Leave the rest of us out of it. But I think that he definitely hit the nail on the head when he spoke about self-esteem, spoke about being teased, spoke about how he felt as being a skinny, scrawny, dark-skinned man growing up in the world. Like, I get it. And then what is T.O. was like, what, like in his 40s, his 50s? So this was like 80s. Like, there weren't a lot of dark-skinned men that were getting played like that back then. So me coming from a family of all dark-skinned men, like, I remember them telling me stories about how women used to talk to them and, like, put them down and talk about their complexion, talk about all of these different things, make fun of them because of their skin complexion. So I can kind of see that. At least my uncles, they were kind of, like, built. They were a little bit fit. They were kind of cute. Like, if you was scrawny, you was dark-skinned, and you really ain't have no game like that, they probably was paying him dust. So, I mean, he's just identifying his real life situation. I'm not mad at him. Now, if he would have went in there like Becky is better than Chandra, I would have been like, all right, not too much. Like, chill out.
Slow your roll on there, T.O. Slow your roll.
Right.
I hear you, and I agree with that, and I agree in the fact that he does sound like he's coming from an honest place, and this is his experience, so we can't discount that. However, it's actually, I'm not going to say I've not heard of anything like that, but more so than not, I've heard black men, successful black men, talk about them trying to date white women or anyone outside of their race because of them being more submissive, and that black women have this thing and they're, too masculine, or the pushback, the mouth, they're very mouthy, or we're very mouthy rather. So, this is different. Now, what's interesting, though, and I'm not a therapist, so I'm not going to try to break it down, but what's interesting is him saying when he was younger, he was scrawny. He had these issues. But you would think, because listen, at some point, if he actually went on to say inside the video that we didn't play, He went on to talk about the fact that he was raised around black people. He was raised. Okay, so if you any given day, any of us all got teased for one thing or another, and granted, everybody receives things differently. We're all traumatized or have different experiences. So this is not to negate what he says, but I'm just saying that, you know, to move on in life and to start, you know, you go to college and you're football, you know, you're athletic and you're playing football and all that. You may have been scrawny. He says his teeth weren't all the way right and all that, but his experiences from childhood led over into college years is very interesting to me. It's very interesting that he
childhood trauma does. Childhood trauma bleeds into your adulthood, whether it's beknownst to you or unbeknownst to you. And that's why therapy is so important, because that's something that you get to unpack. The way that somebody could have made you feel at one point in time of your life, you can internalize that as a child to feel like you're not good enough, you're less than, and then it can definitely trickle into other parts of your and other facets of your life, which is why it's very, very important for even like parents to tell children, like, you have to like speak nicely to each other, because you don't know what you can do can literally set off a chain of events in somebody else's life, and it's not intentional. You think that you're just being funny, you're just telling a joke or something like that. So that is his lived experience. I'm never going to take away from somebody's lived experience, especially with my experience on the internet week after week, and people constantly telling me how my thought process is wrong and what I've been through and what I've seen is wrong. And it's like, you can't tell somebody that. Just as long as you're not being disrespectful, as long as you're not putting anybody down, which I don't feel like he did, I really don't have a problem with that. That is his lived experience.
Woo! Wow, it's there. I wish that I could have a whole entire conversation about this, because it is so interesting to me, and because I live in a world where black men mean a lot to me. And let me say this: I'm also an adult now, where I'm amongst black women who talk about black men, who love black men, and who want to uplift black men. And so to see someone who is traumatized from the childhood bring that over into their adulthood. Now, I know that he's had different therapists. He's been open about having therapy and things like that to sort of help him heal from a lot of his past traumas. But I'd be curious, and maybe him speaking actually with Chad Ochocinco, maybe him having these conversations and him being self-aware enough to say, this is where that came from. And he's also saying, now he is not a person who looks at color. This is what he says. He was like, I don't look at color or, you know, race. He's saying, I will fall in love with your soul. You know, that's what matters to me. Now, it's just very, very interesting to me how he explains it. And maybe this is because of therapy. I'm not sure. But I wonder if therapy could help him. Now, okay, let me be clear. Let me clear this up. Because I'm not trying to say, what I'm not trying to say is that you aren't fixed unless you start dating black women. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm not saying that, because that could be where that starts to lead. Like, get therapy to figure out why you dating white women. That's not what I'm saying. Right. I'm saying if it's still attached to trauma, if your thoughts about black women is still attached to trauma, I'm curious if therapy could help him with that part. That's where I'm going with it.
I think therapy can help anybody with anything if you're willing to put in the work and you understand like what the root of things are. I feel like that's the most important part of therapy. Like, it gives you the root of your problems and then gives you the ability to discern how you want to move forward with that. If you want to continue down the same old path or you want to try something different. So I think that that's really up to him and what he wants, what his goal is in therapy and what he wants to do as far as his love life is concerned. But I just think that it's an honest, healthy conversation between two black men, like just really being honest about the experiences and the things that they've seen. Because a lot of black men, instead of actually naming the root, they just name the disease, if that makes sense. Like, well, they're better than you, and they're this, and they're that. And it's like, yo, bro, like, all right, somebody called you ugly. It was a bunch of black girls that called you ugly from 5th grade to the 12th grade, and you bitter. Just say that you're bitter and move on. Like, stop throwing that on everybody else. It's not our problem. Like, So I actually commend him. I commend him in the sense of being able to speak up about something that is a little bit taboo, that gets the people going, because in this day and age where people choose to not comprehend and choose to react with emotions, it could have definitely went left. But those of us that actually are listening to what the words that he's saying versus putting our own thoughts and feelings on top of it, we understand what he's saying, and we're not mad.
Okay, I hear you on that. We got to put a pin in that conversation. I do want to talk about. Let me just introduce the topic to you, and we'll actually wrap it up on the other side. Now, Sandra Bullock is, on the flip side, you have someone who is a white woman who is very successful as an actress and philanthropist and all this, and she has black children. And she actually, do we have time to play that clip? Okay, let's play the clip of what Sandra Bullock says, and then we'll get to that on the other side.
My children are black. I have a level of defense that millions of mothers have that aren't white. You know, I have an understanding of how scary it is, and I just get really emotional because I think of hundreds of years of women who've never been able to relax into motherhood. They've never been able to relax.
Worried about their kids.
Yes, in a way that we as white women have not had to worry. You worry about other things, but if you really, really, really take a minute and think about hundreds of years of mothers not being able to enjoy freely the birth of a child, their son becoming a young man, all of those things represent fear and loss.
Okay, that's Sandra Bullock talking about being a mother to black children. We are just going to simply, very quickly break that down on the other side. Daja, don't you go anywhere, and you all don't go anywhere either. Right now, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl BB, and you're listening to me on The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network. Former President Trump is lashing out at prosecutors in the state civil fraud trial. Outside the courtroom this afternoon, Trump called New York Attorney General Letitia James, who is black, a disgrace to our country. Trump is facing fines up to $250 million in the no jury trial. Election officials in Georgia want domestic violence victims to be able to safely register to vote. They're promoting a program called Vote Safe, which would keep their residential address confidential. That's an exception to state law, which requires that the names and addresses of registered voters be publicly available. Beyonce will release a Renaissance World Tour film later this fall. Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, will hit theaters on December 1st. It will track Beyonce from the inception of the tour to the kickoff in Sweden and all the way to the finale in Kansas City, Missouri. And that's the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Be advised over in Exposition Park, especially those near BMO Stadium. Women's soccer game is at 7 o'clock, so watch for added traffic throughout the area into the late evening. In East LA, an accident in the center divide of the 710 South before the 60 freeway, causing some minor traffic flow. In Irvine, hit the brakes on the 405 North before Jeffrey Road, University Drive interchange, as an accident seen on the right shoulder. Also, accidents been cleared in Glendale's 5 South after Western, with heavy traffic in recovery from Burbank.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers and Clippers had their Media Day festivities Monday morning. Both teams opened training camp on Tuesday. After Media Day, the Clippers flew to Hawaii to conduct their 5-day training camp. The Lakers are staying in town to do their camp in El Segundo at the UCLA Health Training Center. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert suffered a fractured finger on his left hand during Sunday's win over the Raiders. Herbert is not expected to miss any playing time. The Chargers have a bye this week. Their next game is October 16th, a Monday night game against the Cowboys at SoFi Stadium. Despite winning at Colorado Saturday, USC dropped from 8th to 9th in this week's AP College Football rankings. 2 other Pac-12 schools are in the top 10, number 7 Washington and number 8 Oregon. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rest bar, shot with a rest bar, shot with a rest bar.
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station. KBLA Talk 1580.
The bounce is back.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Maisha Cairo here for KBLA Talk 1580. We're live in Los Angeles at JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. And I'm speaking to some of the attendees today to see why it was so important for them to be here.
Yeah, this is Lathan and Tyler. Main reason that's very important for me to be here is just to leave a legacy for my kids. Black wealth, generational wealth is what we need in our community, you know. Oh, Chase, someone has to take the lead. They're showing, big business like Chase cares, and they're putting their money where their mouth is at. So it's good to see, big institution like Chase, giving a lifting hand, to the community, and you got to respect that. It makes me want to bank with Chase, and give them another look. If I go to another institution, I actually see what Chase is doing for the community.
That's right, Chase is doing their part to help advance Black wealth. For more money support, tune in every day from 12 to 2 to KBLA Talk 1580's Midday Money Chain, right here.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for education as a right, not a privilege. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private, non-profit, community-founded, student-centered university committed to cultivating diverse health profession leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations. CDU does this through outstanding education, clinical service, and community engagement. Recently, Charles Drew University made history by opening only the 5th medical school at an historically black university. Congratulations, South LA, and congratulations to the Dean of the medical school, Dr. Deborah Protho-Stith. CDU is now training doctors and providing $90 million in annual economic benefit to Watts and surrounding neighborhoods. To apply for medical school, get more information, or sign your child up for the Junior Doctors Saturday School program, visit cdrewu.edu. That's cdrewu.edu. At KBLA, we are dedicated to equity in education and ending healthcare apartheid, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Keeping you informed about what's really going on.
Who's got next?
And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Dollar sign. What's that on that beat? I seen two of my in the club, and I know they know about each other.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Hey, speaking of Ty Dolla $ign, he is honestly one of the best. If you are just joining us on the Raw Report, we are joined by Daja Bell, our entertainment contributor of the day. We were talking about Terrell Owens and his negative experiences with black women that led him to start dating white women. But now he says he is open to anybody and everybody. He does not see race. Now, on the other side, I did play and Daja, I can't even get into this the way I want to. So I'm actually just going to pose maybe a question and see where you take it before we wrap it up, because I got to get to another interview here. But I did want to know, you heard the Sandra Bullock clip that we played. She's she's basically letting us know her experience as a woman, as a white woman with black children. She can sort of understand our plight, of raising black children, bringing black children into the world. Number one, is this something that you think, these are, a lot of people think that white women, I'll say, fetishize black people or having black children or having a black spouse or something like that. Some people think that about her. And other women, there's Madonna, Charlize Theron, there is Angelina Jolie. These women are all white and they have black children. Or do you look at her more as an ally?
Ally is stretching it. I think she's an ally to her children, not to all of us as a whole. I don't know if she's fetishizing. I do get that sense sometimes. So I don't want to put that label on her per se. But what I will say is it does kind of come off a little disingenuous, because it's like black women have been saying these things for years. We've been talking about our fears with our children. We'll be talking about how difficult it is to raise our children in this racist society. And it's just so disheartening that it literally takes people to be in our shoes or to have some type of a lived experience that is similar for them to understand things that we've been saying for eons now, for centuries now. So it's like, all right, now you get it because you're in our shoes, and now other white women are going to be like, oh, well, Sandra Bullock, she said this, and now it's making me think differently, but black women have been saying this forever. It's just so annoying that white women have to echo our concerns for people to actually start paying attention.
No question about it. You're absolutely right. I will end it on this note by saying I actually do look at her as an ally. I look at a lot of white women who speak up for black women, who use their voices for us as allies, in the sense that no matter what they might be thinking, subconsciously or anything like that, I don't care if it's a fetish, I don't care if anything like that, but if you use your voice and your power and your platform for the greater good of black people, then I'm going to see you as an ally. But you got to do it in the right way as well. There are people who teach this, people who sometimes white people think that they're doing us a service when they're actually doing us a disservice. Much more of a conversation to be had at another time. But Daja Bell, thank you so much for joining us on the Raw Report. Let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me every week on the So Shameless podcast, found everywhere. So Shameless Pod on TikTok, on Instagram. If you see something that I said that you didn't really like, listen to the whole show before we get to arguing in the comments. It's not okay.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, I appreciate you so much, and I look forward to you coming back on the Raw Report. Enjoy your night.
You too, Roger. Week.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, and as promised, like I told you guys, and I actually have a poll started for you right now. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know if you believe you can strategically place bets to win the lottery. Well, I don't know. This man here, he's a devoted lottery player for over 30 years. 30 years. He leads the Win the Lottery Now Corp. He is a lottery strategist, self-proclaimed lottery guru, okay? He also has a talk show, a radio show, also entitled The Lottery Guru Show, where it provides viewers with a valuable opportunity to access daily pick 3 and daily and pick 4 numbers to play in their respective states. This should be a very interesting conversation. Let us please welcome Arthur Lomax Jr. to the show. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Hello, Robin. How you doing?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. I cannot lie. I am 100% fascinated in your story. If you can, give us a little bit of insight. You started playing the lottery often enough over 30 years ago, and you just noticed some familiarity. Let us know, how did this begin for you?
Well, I began playing the lottery when I was about 15 years old, and at the same time, I was in high school taking computer programming. My love of mathematics and my love of the lottery kind of coincided with one another.
Wow, winning combination.
Yes, and I developed a program that wins the lottery daily. And the first thing I said to myself, well, no one's going to believe me about this, so let me go to the news media. So I took my story to ABC News here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I'm from. Channel 6, and my reporter back then was Kenneth Moulton from World News Tonight. And I provided them with the winning lottery numbers for 6 weeks, and they came out to my neighborhood and shot a big news story about my invention. And a week before I was about to come on national TV, they pulled my story. So I said, you know what? I understand business. I understand why they pulled my story, because the world wasn't ready to find out there's a person that actually found out a way to win the Pick 3, Pick 4 lottery live each and every day. 4 years later, the TV show Shark Tank came to town. So I say, here's another opportunity for me to prove to everyone that I invented a way to win the lottery every day. So this time I recorded my whole process from start to finish, from me standing outside in the lines with thousands of people until I got in front of the judges for the TV show Shark Tank, and I made it. I was one of the 10 people they selected to pick from to appear on the show. I made it one of the 10 people they selected, and they selected someone else's product. I started my own company, Win the Lottery Now Corp. I started hosting my own show. I started giving out free lottery numbers to people around the whole United States. And they win daily, and I do it live each and every day. And I was going over the numbers for California, and we hit the lottery in California 4 times out of the last 10 drawings. And I was going to provide you guys with some win the lottery numbers today.
You providing us with some lottery numbers? Come on with it.
I'm
I got my notes.
I'm going to give you guys some winning lottery numbers right now.
Whoa.
So the numbers I want you to play this week is going to be the numbers 750, 751, 752, 753, 754, 755, 756, 757, 758, and 759. Those numbers have a high probability of winning in California this week.
Whoa.
You play those numbers every day this week in your drawings, you have a high probability of winning. What I noticed about the lottery system, what people don't understand is there's only one number system in the whole United States. The same numbers that come out in California are the same numbers that come out in New Jersey, where I'm at. And the problem is people don't know what numbers to play out of 1,000 numbers you could choose from. They don't know what numbers have the highest probability of winning. Everyone's taking an educated guess. I've sat down and studied the lottery for the last 30 years and found all the numbers that hit most often. Because my logic is, if these numbers keep winning, those are the numbers I want to keep playing because they keep winning.
Okay.
That's my system in a nutshell.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. Because people asking already, what are the numbers again? Okay. Well, I'll get to that in a moment. Do you believe that the news and, whomever else, the attention that you tried to grab, did they believe you were falsifying your story? Is that why you think they pulled the story? So they didn't believe it. That's why when you went to Shark Tank, you said, let me show you the entire process.
Well, when I gave them the winning numbers, I gave the winning lottery numbers to ABC News here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for 6 weeks, and they won. And I have all the emails and all the documentation from my reporter, Kenneth Moulton, back then. And I provided them with the winning lottery, and they won over 50% of the time. And on February 14, 2012, they came out to the Northeast section where I lived at and shot a big news story about me. All this information is on the internet. If you guys just go to Google, put my name in there and ABC News, you'll see it all.
Now, how many times have you won the lottery? Have you counted? I'm sure it's had to have been quite a lot.
I've won the lottery over 10,000 times. We win the lottery every single day. And we do it live. If you go to my Facebook page, Arthur Lomax Jr. with 19,000 followers, the way I prove this to people is I make live videos of myself cashing my tickets. And I started to have all my friends around the United States make videos of themselves cashing their tickets in the stores and congratulating. The seeing is believing.
Okay. How did you come up with this algorithm? It's so easy to say, I started playing at a certain time and things started to look familiar. You started looking at, familiar numbers, but, it just seems like, it seems so out. I don't know. It just
Incredible.
seems like, it really does. So how are you able to come up with this algorithm? Because algorithms, as a matter of fact, are, if we think about social media, that's how we sort of can relate to algorithms. People can't figure it out, or it's ever changing. So how have you figured out the algorithm and it has not changed in, however many years? Because you would think once they figured out, okay, this guy knows what we're doing, that they would switch it up or flip up the algorithm. How have you been able to deal with that?
Well, I've done research on all the lottery states. I pulled all the numbers that hit most often. What people don't understand about the lottery system, that numbers repeat all the time. If you're playing the numbers, say for instance, I'll use your state. If you found out that the number 123 comes out of California 20 times a year, it would be in your best interest to play 123 every single day, because it's going to hit 20 times a year. And all you have to do is combo those numbers. No matter what order it comes out, you receive the straight hit. That's part of my system right there. I'm only playing numbers that hit most often. So I'm not doing any type of workout or anything like that. I'm playing numbers that hit all the time.
You've used the term "we have won" and we won over in this state or that state, and I know you have a group and people that keep up with you and watch what you do on Facebook. Do you consider it that when they win, you also win, or is there some sort of you have a membership plan, or how does that work?
Yes. On my website, www.winthelotterycorp.com, I have a monthly membership, and a monthly membership starts at $15 a month. I provide you with the winning lottery numbers. It's 14 drawings a week. Out of those 14 drawings a week, the people that's in my club, they win about 7 to 10 times a week, every week.
Okay, can you give us a general idea? Because if I'm winning the lottery, I feel like every day or very, very close to it. I mean, are we not retiring? I mean, what are these numbers typically look like for people? Is it like, okay, I'm winning $10 per time, and that is why it's exciting because they're just small increments, or is it like people are winning 500, 1,000, or 10,000? What does that look like?
The money they're winning?
Yeah.
The money they're winning, the most I know that one of my members won is $50,000. And they generally win any place from $200 to $3,000 a day. And
Very
some of my members are retired, like myself.
Okay, well, you said get off my back. All right, okay, so listen, when we come forward, I do want to talk to you. There's a poll that's over here in my chat where 64% of the people right now say they do not believe that you could place a bet on the lottery strategically to win. I want you to address that on the other side. Right now, let's go ahead and we'll get to the other. We'll talk about this more on the other side. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Lil Rim. Right now, I'm hanging out with Robin on the Raw Report. That's right.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
At City National, we listen to you.
I want to expand my business and my legacy.
I want to set up the next generation for success.
I want to see my vision come to life.
I want to feel right at home. Your goals, passions, vision, future. We want to hear it and work alongside you to achieve it. Visit cnb.com to learn more. City National Bank. Here for our clients and communities.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Is your eyesight changing?
I can't read this anymore.
Don't lose hope. People just like you are working every day using Braille, screen magnification, speech technology, and other tools and blindness skills. Your eyesight may have changed, But your goals, they don't have to. We can help. Visit us on the web at blind.org. The National Federation of the Blind. Live the life you want.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Rob Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, we are wrapping up this conversation with Arthur Lomax Jr., who is the lottery guru who has won a lot of money in the lottery and has discovered an algorithm to help other people win the lottery as well. I have to ask you, before we let you go, and I do want you to let everybody know where they can find you, but before we get to that, what is your end goal here? Is it you want to continue to help other people? Is that what this is about? You want to help other people win the lottery? And for how long?
Yeah. When I first started this, that was my goal from the outset, is to help people because I went through some tough times in my life, and I said to myself, I don't want anybody to go through what I went through in life. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to helping people all around the world.
Wow.
I've been doing that for the last 10 years.
Wow. Okay. And have you replicated yourself? You know, sometimes, if you figured out the secret sauce, and only you know the secret sauce, do you have anyone to help you do this once you want to retire or, go buy your house in the Turks and Caicos and, live with you and your family? Do you want to have someone continue this business for you, this business model?
Yes. I have a few individuals that help me now with this, but as far as giving out the secret, no, I haven't given out the secret.
Okay, and no plans to. Maybe you write a book on it someday. Maybe that's...
Yes.
Okay.
I'll write a book on it one day.
One day, but not today. Uh-huh.
As far as reaching me, you guys can reach me at my phone number is 1-856-375-7379, and you can reach on my website and become a member of my club, and at www.winthelotterycorp.com. And on my Facebook page, it's Arthur Lomax Jr. with 19,000 followers and a blue check mark. And I'm on all social media outlets. I'm on everything.
Okay.
You can reach me on Instagram at my corporate name, Win the Lottery Now Corp. You can reach me on YouTube under the Lottery Guru. And the one unique thing about me is that I do it live. After I'm finished talking with you guys, I'm going to give out the winning number across the United States today. If you on my Facebook page today, you see I gave out the winning number in New York and Georgia already today. Trade hits in Georgia and New York. So for all the individuals that find it hard to believe, all you have to do is do about 5 minutes of research on me.
Yeah.
And you'll find out everything I'm saying is true.
Well, I have to say I appreciate you, and I'll let you know if my numbers hit this week.
Sounds good. I'll be tracking them.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for calling the Raw Report, and we definitely look forward to, following your journey. Thank you so much.
You have a great evening. It's nice speaking with you.
You as well. Wow. Okay. Well, if you're in California and you are doing your pick 3, let me know if that hits for you. But also, you can follow Arthur Lomax Jr. at winthelotterycorp.com and all of the things. Okay, let's go ahead. We have time for this very quick Who's Got Next? Now, let me tell you a little bit about them. They are a sibling combo, and I don't know how I came across them, but their algorithms, speaking of algorithms, have shown up on my timeline, and it blew me away. It's a 16-year-old sister, a younger brother, probably 14, and the youngest brother. He is, I don't know, 6, 7 years old, 8, I don't know, but they are just incredible, and they go by Bikos Mana. Check them out.
Take my hand, take my whole life to her, for I can't
was short but sweet, right? Now, Bikos Mana they live in another country. They have visited the States for the very first time just over the past couple of weeks. But when I tell you this little group, this triplet group, trio group, triplet, they're not triplets. They are a trio. But when I tell you they got next, they truly got next. Hear me when I say Bikos Mana has got next. Wow. Great show. I appreciate all of you inside of our chat. Those of you who are listening, we appreciate you tuning in. And Daja Bell, thank you so much for calling today and being our contributor. Yeah, that was a beautiful rendition. It's a beautiful song, beautiful group. I love the siblings. So definitely look forward to more from them. I don't think they have any of their own music out. So they do covers a lot, but they are just chef's kiss. Anyway, you already know what time it is. That means that Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, is coming up right after me, and he's going to bring another fire show like he does. This one today is called Relationship Samsara. What is Samsara? A deeper look at relationships that go through repetitive cycles of disappointment. Woo, he has questions for y'all to help you identify if your relationship is going through that. Let me just tell you, it's about to be fire. All right, y'all, it's Monday, meaning I'm going to be right back at it on Tuesday, just tomorrow. Me and Andy, that's right. We're going to rock out. We appreciate all of you guys. It's been a great show. Remember, today and every day forward, to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. U.S. Senator LaFonza Butler